the video, and today I'll be discussing what went on today. Well, actually, the last 2 days I had been talking to a Gemini woman, and man, she was a nice looking woman. Had a nice set of Christmas hams, man. But here's the problem, okay? This is the thing. All right, so we hit it off yesterday. What's going on? Is that let me see who is that? Lonnie Pop, welcome. And man, this shit is just so ridiculous, man. You know, it happens to the best of us, man. But okay, like me being a Pisces in a situation, I really like this Gemini, okay? The Gemini woman, nice looking as I said. I manifest this whole connection because I kept thinking about her, and I couldn't stop thinking about her. Cause it was like, at first they wasn't talking to me, they was ignoring me, and I shared the story with y'all previously on the previous lives. And it was like she wasn't really giving me no type of, communication or conversation, no attention whatsoever, and I fell back. Okay, boom. Now, when I fell back, I started talking to a Virgo woman, okay? Me and the Virgo woman, we hit it off, and that's the one I've been texting. So we like talking, but we not like how can I say it? We not really like doing nothing fancy yet. We just like kind of just chopping it up. Boom. Yes, but here's the thing, okay? You right, Lonnie. Next thing you know, I'm talking to the Virgo. Now the Virgo is like, she's more like my homie, girlfriend type, little, it's like, I don't really know where I want to put her yet, because she kind of shy. She a virgin. She just, what I'm saying? She about, what, 25? And I know what y'all gonna say, damn, me, I'm old, I'm a little older than that. But anyway, I'm like, boom. Next thing you know, she has like a strict, steady schedule. She's a housekeeper. Boom. So I'm like, to fill in the gaps, I'm like, okay, I'm probably not gonna see her, all the time. So I'm the type of person I need constant conversation. Don't matter who I'm talking to, long as I'm not talking to myself, right? Anyway, I go and start talking to my ex. Came out of the blue. Literally, my ex hit me up. Aries, boom, the Aries woman hit me up, bro. I was so happy. I said, damn, I ain't talked to you. I've been, looking all over for you. We didn't really break up. We just kind of stopped talking to each other. So I'm like, bet. So now I got two. It ain't no way I can't let both of these, look, I know y'all gonna say, well, damn, you already was talking to the Virgo. You shouldn't even have been trying to talk to all of them. But I'm like, I had to, because, bro, you understand the timing. I couldn't just say no to the Virgo and lose that opportunity and then sit up there and then the Aries bumping back into her. If I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm with somebody, that would have ruined that whole situation. So I ended up getting with the both of them. I said, hey, you be my girl, boop, yeah, okay, we're gonna lock in, boom. I got with the Aries girl, boom, because the Aries girl, she don't really be available like that anyway. So it's like kind of like we gonna be getting together here and there. Then I got my Leo girl, boom, so that's my main my main queefer. So I'm like, yo, next thing you know, the Gemini. Now the Gemini was the one I wanted. Like, cause she got the body, bro. She got the conversation. She got the, how can I say it? She actually makes me laugh to where it's almost like her vibe is like, it's just there. And then she's somewhat of a crash out. She like to crash out a lot. That's a little different for me, because that's a little bit kind of too much. Like, she's quick to hurry up and get in somebody's face, or, tell them off, cuss them out, or, whoop de woo. Now, She came over my house. I let her come because I'm trying to crack. I'm like, yo, you can come through. I'm trying to hit that. So I'm like, boom. Then she like, oh, you got a nice house. Oh, you should let me stay with you. And I'm like, whoa, okay, hold on. That's a little too quick now because, I got other women. Man, I shit you not, bro. She came over my house unannounced, bro, and seen some, cars in the driveway that wasn't there when she was there. So then I don't know what the hell she did, whether she stayed out there and stalked, watched, and then I don't know what the hell she said. Oh, you fucked up. She said, yeah, I saw your girl go in your house and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I thought you said you ain't had no other girlfriends and shit. And she was like, oh, you a hoe. You a hoe and all this little stuff. And I'm like, whoa. That's not fair, bro, because you stalking and you looking for something, you gonna find. See, I always tell people, if you looking for some shit, you gonna find it, fam. It's almost like you gonna find something regardless, because you got this doubt in your mind that you think I'm doing something. So I said, okay, the problem with this is that I lost the Capricorn last week. See, caught her talking to 2 or 3 other guys. Couldn't talk to her no more because that ain't what she told me. But I told this Gemini girl, I said, I'm talking to 2 other people, but I don't know where we stand. I'm like, I don't really know where it's going because the Aries works all the damn time. She already told me she's not available like that. She get with me here and there, but she's not available because of her schedule. The Virgo work too. She's a housekeeper full time, so she don't really be able to get with me like, whoop-de-woo. And my Leo girl, she can't get with me every day. We all working people. You know how it go when you just a working type of person. You be busy. But to me, it's kind of superficial, and it's kind of crazy for her to think that I ain't got no friend. I won't have any friends, or I won't have anybody that I'm talking to, and just her. That's kind of, to me, a little superficial, a little bit of, it's not really fair. It's not really a realistic way of looking at a person as you just met them to expect them to just drop everything for you. Because think about it. I'm not questioning her. She could be talking to 4 or 5 different other men. But that's none of my business. I just met her, fam. But the difference was last night's conversation ended with a superficial decision. And we both said, okay, well, we might as well, since you single, and hey, you not really, you're not seeing nobody. And I told her, I said, yo, just so you know, I have, a little, somewhat of a friend that comes through from time to time, but I haven't seen them in weeks. So what the hell does that mean? That don't really sound like a relationship. She comes over, you know what I'm saying? She comes over here and there. Once a week. I said, but you ain't really got to worry about her because she ain't really. And then I told her, I said, maybe you could get with them and y'all can hang out or something, just so she know I'm not on shit, fam. I'm not trying to hide nothing. I'm telling you who I'm talking to. But that's too soon after. Now, here's the thing. We were friends for quite some time, or just associates, because as I mentioned, this was the same Gemini on the damn radio from the job. And then she hit me up like, yo, what you doing tonight? On some, this is how I knew something with the Gemini. I'm like, wait a minute. You weren't even having this energy with me when you first met me. You didn't even like, it was like she was giving off the I don't like you vibes. And then when I fell back, then it was almost like she started pursuing again. Like the hot and cold shit. So I said, all right, bet. She just texted my phone right now, you guys. And she said to me, she basically said this to me. She said, oh, I didn't know you was, I didn't know you got a wife. To my whole time, you a hoe. I said, why you say that? She said, yeah, by SF. I said, a wife? I said, I ain't got no damn wife. She said, I saw a woman walk into your house You told me you had a girl, but she barely don't be, she's barely, the girl barely be there. Then she says, so go be with her. So it sounds like jealousy, but it ain't even nothing to be tripping about. You saw a woman go inside of the house. That could have been my sister. That could have been anybody. And mine, it was a family member. But to me, you already got your mind made up. Anybody walk the house, goddamn. Anybody, mailman, fucking, post office, somebody, whoever see somebody walk to the front door, you gonna automatically assume it's another woman for something. And I don't like to be the type of person to have to explain shit to people. It's either you trust me or you don't. I'm not finna be sitting up there explaining to you, oh, that's my cousin and this is such and such, and yeah, somebody might just take the trash out, that's a woman. Bro, you got to leave me the fuck alone. And see, I'm not on your ass, but now you projecting, because now it must be some insecurity within you. And I got Scorpio rising, okay? So people, they always are triggered by my energy. So they end up just taking out shit on me and I ain't even doing nothing. But they don't like that my quiet demeanor of me just being, to myself, and just, throughout the day, I'll be busy. I'll be working. I don't be on my phone sitting up there just texting her or texting the other women that I talk to all day long. I don't. I'll be working like I'm doing now. I just chose to take a break. But let me see what y'all gotta say, man. And welcome everybody to, man, she on some bullshit, bro. To me, I knew something was gonna happen, because to me, man, it seemed like, she just, how can I say it, man? I feel like this, y'all. It caught me off guard, bro, but she's a Gemini. What can I expect, right? But damn, we was just having a good ass time yesterday. Wasn't even nothing to be like, nothing going on. And then all of a sudden, like, she just come out of left field with this. Go be with her. I'm like, now let me tell y'all something, okay? This is what I said to her, okay? Now, I did double text, because in my mind, I'm like, I'm trying to defend my argument, but here's the thing. I know on paper, I have about 4 girlfriends. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, I can't just say that, because remember I told you, I'm a strategist. I live my life with a strategy. This is how I live. I always have a backup. See? And I know, that don't sound right. I know it sounds like, oh, bro, but you wrong. You were supposed to have one girl. Who says so? It's niggas in countries that have multiple wives, bro. Don't judge me, bro. If I want to have 4 girlfriends, that's me, bro. See? That's me. You might not be the type. Maybe you just want one, fam. That's you. But me, I get bored. I get very bored, and I don't like to be, how can I say this? I don't like to be, it's like, I like to have enough food to eat, if that makes sense. I like to have enough that I can spread, the conversation between each of them, accordingly. So I can, have, it's like, I just like to have somebody to talk to, have company and stuff. So therefore, I would rather do it with a female than do it with a man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't keep male friends. It's like, if I would talk to somebody and chop it up, it's gonna be a female. Boom, get over it. It's over. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But it's like, damn, you worried about something. She worried about these females that, like, dude, in my mind, you should have said all that. You should have had the energy yesterday. You could have said that as you felt that. Put it to you like this. I don't believe that she woke up this morning and just randomly came up with this. See? And who knows, maybe she already knew that I was talking to somebody and then was trying to see how long I was going to go about it. Or this could be a test. This could be a sick mind game, because she wants attention, bro. Starting shit. Oh, you talk to this girl, you doing this, boom, you got this and that, boom, I see the girl walk to the house. You just trying to start some shit so I could be focused on you. But I got something for you. I got something for you, Gemini. I got something for you. Because you know what? I know it's a lot going on in your head. And you think you know everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall back. Bro. I'm going to fall back. And then I'm going to draw the... Why not? I'm a goddamn Pisces. I'm going to draw the damn illusion, bro. See? And then once I draw the illusion, hey, might just catch me with a different female. And I'm going to show it off and say, yeah, man, this is my friend. Woo-de-woo-de-woo. Oh, man, I thought you said you want to... Man, who you think I am? You think I'm just a nerd? You think But I think that's what it is, bro. How do you females feel when you find out a dude you like maybe has a friend, female, maybe another girl in the picture? What would you do? What would y'all do? And you want to know the funny thing? I have not slept with these females, bro. The only female that I slept with is my Leo. That's it. This is just all conversation and company. I wish females would be like, yo, what? I'm going to give you a chance. If you, like, literally just talking to them just over some, I don't care as long as you ain't effing them. That would make me feel so good to be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? She trusts me. She know I ain't finna go out here and put no D in them. Okay, cool. I don't give a damn. You could walk to the lake 20 miles with one of them hoes. As long as you ain't screwing them, I don't give a damn. See? But that to me is understanding, because you ain't nobody finna live this life and not talk to the opposite sex, bro. You can't, it's impossible. It's impossible. But you gonna meet a lady at church and then she gonna have a luncheon. Appreciate that, go Diego, go. She gonna have a luncheon, and guess what? It's gonna be women there. You might have a couple customers in let's say you run a business. Your clients or your customers might be all women. Then what you gonna do? Tell me I can't work that job? Or, oh, who these hoes you talking to? Them ain't no damn hoes, them customers, man. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what? But you gotta understand, you guys, this is deeper than surface level stuff. See? So we call this throwing up something and hoping it sticks. See, a person that thinks you're doing something, it's because they are doing something and they want to do something that brings them more of your energy, bro. See, because remember I said, the more you explain yourself, the more weaker you appear to be. But it's a difference if you just telling somebody merely what's going on to get them to understand the situation better. But remember, some women would shit test you to just see if you're gonna hold frame. See, because they can say stuff and see if they can get you to become emotional. See, then they'll say, oh, he isn't as masculine as he comes off to be, because if I push his buttons, I could get him into an emotional state of mind. So that's why I say, like, sometimes this is what I've learned. Let everybody entitled to their own opinion. Let them believe whatever the fuck they want to believe. You know what? I'm sorry, y'all, for cussing, man. I ain't not trying to be cussing the storm. Let them believe what they want to believe. If they say, oh, man, you jumped off that bridge butt naked, and, hey, man, you rolled around in mud, and, yeah, I don't like it. Bro, remember I told you with Gemini, what you got to do is not take them away, bro. You don't want to let them have you at that type of beck and ball, if that makes sense. But the thing about it, when she said go be with her, little did she know I'm already with her. Now, that the truth between me and y'all is that, yeah, I'm already with, I'm a Pisces, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I mean, I'm just saying, like, us Pisces, bro, we ain't finna be with just no one female, bro. I'm sorry to break it off to you. It's not that we screwing them, though. I say that with a disclaimer. It's the fact that we like people. We like company, bro. talking, socializing. That's all it is. But you gotta understand what other people see. They always think we being manipulative on some slick shit, bro. And guess what? That's cool. That's cool. You know how many people gonna say, it's always gonna be somebody saying you doing something, bro, when you ain't doing nothing. But what that really show you though is insecurity, bro. If you don't trust, see, some women don't like, they don't like a man that know who he is. That's a threat. See, because now it look like, oh, this man will go out there, he approach me. He ain't afraid to approach shit. He'll go out there and approach anything else he want. That could be a threat for an insecure person. Cause she see, oh, you ain't. Let me tell y'all what this Gemini did, bro. Bro, I met her. Remember I told you I don't even like to go on dates. Mind you, I'm like, yo, you want to go somewhere? I try to get out of my shell. I'm like, you know what? Let's go do something together. Boop, 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 right? Next thing you know, the Gemini. Do you know this man? She had the nerve to want to drive. I said, man, no, I could drive. It's cool. Don't worry about it. No, I'm gonna drive. Talking about some get in the car. Get in the car. Like wait a minute. Hold on, man. Like this, I don't know what you used to, but don't talk to me like that, bro. I'm not your bit, like your little, your little stooge talking about get in the car and whoop the woo. But she was trying to, like, to me, what I sense with Gemini is they are very sensitive, for one. See, remember I said one twin is affectionate and the other twin is it likes to run off, likes to detach. See, and the whole thing is anytime they are with someone, and let's say it could be anything, argument, something going down, they are quick to detach and try to run off somewhere. But here's what they do. This is their classic energy. They will run off and then they'll start flirting with another dude, hanging out with him while they running from another dude that they then got into it with. And it just cycle just keeps going. And every time you hear Gemini blame themselves, they always say this one thing. Oh, I don't like this person. I hate this person. They always got this drama of hate. I don't like these same conversation with everybody. That's how you know some of them they just like to start stuff. They get bored, so they just make up these little, like, it's not even an enemy. It's just a person that just wants to have some type of argument with you, like a play fighting, doing this type of stuff that's not really real, like a real fight. It's like, oh, I'm just messing. I'm finna just mess with you and F with you for today because I'm bored and I want to just you know what I'm saying? Some people can't accept how you are and they feel the need to do this. See? And people do that to people where they can't read them. So it's like, if I can't read you, in a Gemini mindset, they think if I can't read you, now I'm gonna fuck with you to get you to, show me, more about the stuff that I'm not getting. That's why I said it's a fight for your energy. Okay. Oh yeah, because people want to be able to categorize you. People want to be able to put a label on you and say, oh yeah, you're this, or you're this type. Oh yeah, I know you. And most people, when you're quiet most of the time and you barely talk, people want to read you. See? But here's the big thing. They want to control you at the same time. And I sense that from this Gemini woman. She's not bad looking though. She's fine. She's a 10 out of 10, but I can tell she's controlling. So she can't handle my quiet, silent behavior, if that makes sense. So that's why I feel like she tried to gaslight this whole who's that woman. And that's a classic it's manipulative as well as is deflection. See, it's a classic deflection, because I'm like, you know what? Just tell her the truth, right? And then what you gotta do, I'm gonna tell y'all the secret how to handle this. When you tell somebody what you're doing, right, without telling them, okay? Now, It's also ties into those of you that are Machiavellians. I actually study Machiavellism, so I know this works. Like I say, it's not to be used in a manipulative way. But when people are trying to project onto you, this is what you do. You say it one time. No, this is not what it is. Hey man, that wasn't what it was. Yeah, you understand. You seen a woman at the door, but wasn't nobody I was talking to, right? You ask them a question, okay? You ask them a question. Are we still talking, right? And then you don't say nothing. Even you just let it sit. See, because the illusion. Watch, I'm gonna tell you. When you draw the illusion, bro. The illusion is says listen to the thing. Now, Lonnie says she basically had a stake outside your crib. Yeah, stake out. Yeah, definitely. Lonnie. If you still there, definitely. Let me see. Said not you had to help your cousin with the groceries. Yeah, that's crazy. Said her. Misty said Venus is in Aquarius, so I left 2 guys on delivery. I never opened. I wanna but don't want to deal. Damn. Yeah, how has that been? And then Lonnie said them other efforts crazy. That's why people don't like Geminis. Misty said Gemini moon too crazy as F those personalities. Lonnie said, I'm gonna be honest, I be too player to even give a I let a man do what he wants just to see where his mind really at, and once I see him go with his move, then I go with mine. What's your sign, Lonnie? You Pisces? Cause that sound kind of like Pisces. Let me see. Beth said I missed the first part, but there are 2 types of female Geminis. Some are nothing but drama, or otherwise don't deal with BS and walk away. Okay. I'm not sure. Jenkins said I know you said Pisces men always talk to more than one at a time, but in my personal experience, I've seen the opposite. Just wanted to say, but yeah, it depends on the people. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, see, Pisces can have multiple. Because this is the thing. Pisces gonna attract people to them anyway, and a lot of times, a Pisces has to know that at any time a person can disappear. And the Pisces can do this. I'm gonna tell you why. The intuition. See, remember, what was the first impression when I met this Gemini, right? The Gemini wasn't even studying me. But remember I said this to you guys. I said I can manifest her into my life. See, I can manifest her as my girl. Now, here's the problem. If it's not meant to be, see, then I would just experience it as I manifested it. But if it's not meant to be, she ain't gonna stay. See? Now, that's one thing. One scenario. Now, another thing is this. Remember I said in life, you're gonna be tested. See? And you have to be able to maintain self-control, perseverance, and you got to be able to still stay focused on your own self and your self-worth. And you want to make sure that you stand up for yourself. Because here's the problem. Pisces, you can literally dissolve all boundaries, as I mentioned, including your own. And you don't want people to think that they could just walk all over you. But that's why I say you will say enough to show that, hey, I hear you and I'm making the corrections of what I said. And then you pull back. Okay? That's you drawing the illusion. See? When you draw the illusion, it always feels like something is still there. waiting. See, why would a person set that landmine? Why would you set that trap? Because you know people be on BS. You know people make up shit. And when you come back, guess what? You thinking I'm still waiting on you, not knowing that I drew the illusion that I was waiting on you. The truth is, I got several women. That one you saw with just one fam, that ain't even all of them. You see how they say when you see one mouse, oh, that ain't just one damn mouse. It's a whole bunch of them. You just ran across the cousin. You just ran across Andre. Let's say, for example, Andre, yeah, but it might be 10, 12 different mice, his cousins, his nephews, and everybody else. But you just came across one. And that's what I'm saying is that get over it, because you're going to see more. You can't control that of which is not yours, fam. We're not married. See, you can't control things. And because you think you can, I'm going to draw the illusion that I'm waiting for you to decide. Remember I said, put the ball back in her court. Based off what she said. Go be with her. Okay, draw the illusion, pull back, go be with her and others, right? And then watch her come back crawling back. Why? Because the game didn't work. It wasn't about the girls. It wasn't about the things she's accusing me of. What she's trying to do is a power move. She's trying to do a power move because, look, when you take dominion, see, and you are the one that's initiating, you want to be my girl, you're going around choosing and taking up space, which shows power, right? You fill the gap instead of letting the gap fill you. And see, when you do that, a person knows they know, man, this dude ain't like all these other guys that's begging and blowing my phone up and doing all these things, that they can feel that alpha coming off of you, to where now they know, like, I have to put him down in order for me to feel emotionally safe, to feel secure, because he's too strong, that the facade is burning off of me. Bro, I have Scorpio rising, bro. Even, I'm going to tell you, even when I come around people, it unmasked them, fam. Like, you could be coming off like you this type of person that everybody like and everybody, but I will pull out your insecurities without even trying. The Gemini woman, she told me, I said, what do you do for work? She said, I'm a stripper. She said some other legal stuff. And I'm like, at least she was honest about that. But damn, like, okay, you're a stripper. But that could have been from a traumatic past or something that happened in her life to even get there to that point. But it's crazy is that when you could have pure intentions towards someone, non-judgmental of their situation, and people still project onto you. See? Why is that? Because they think you see them. It's cold-blooded. Pisces, you see through people, bro. You see through people's BS. You get right to the center. So you see through other people's illusions. And that's why they get mad. They get mad because they feel seen, bro. So then they start accusing you of shit, because now they know, oh, you ain't acting like the rest of these dudes that come breathing down my neck. So that means you know something. You know something about me and that's what people think. They assume, oh, you must know something about me that you're acting this way where you're not sweating me. You must know something. And that's why they nitpick. That's why they gaslight you, because that feeling of you knowing, they know you know something that they don't. See? And guess what? It's something they don't know about themselves. It's cold-blooded. And that caused fear, that caused anxiety with that person. Because I'm telling you, bro, listen, you don't think she going in her phone and checking to see if I text? And then she realized that, oh, he still ain't text me. Oh, he still ain't text me. Oh, he still ain't called. He still ain't text me. He still ain't called. And I told her I had to work. See? But she doesn't want to show her true feelings. So why should I tell you the truth? Which I did tell you the truth, but now you can't even be truthful. And that's what I'm saying. People put it like this. Being truthful means that what you think to know and what you're thinking, and you being able to put it out there for somebody else to know it, okay? The truth, people got it misconstrued, okay? They keep saying, oh, you should always be truthful, tell the truth all the time, and be honest, and whoop-de-woo. Bro, you being honest is for yourself. Ain't got nothing to do with the person you're being honest to. Because listen, sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you got to lie. Sometimes you get into a situation and you gotta lie, bro. You know how many people would have been locked up, fam? You think how many people would be locked up for telling the truth, bro? I know I would have been locked up. I'll tell y'all a true story. I was driving, bro, texting. Boom, right? I think I told y'all this before. I was just driving, texting, and next thing you know, bam, ran into somebody's car, bro. Ran the light and hit somebody. When they asked me, yo, what happened? You think I told them, oh, I was texting, and then I just hit the person? That would have been dumb to do that. The truth wouldn't have mattered because I would have been cooked. I would have lost my license, all kind of shit, right? So I told him that I drew the illusion. That's what Pisces does. Instead of, listen, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. See, a Pisces knows that if I draw the illusion, I don't have to lie. See, I don't have to lie to you. I can just draw the illusion. The illusion is going to handle the whole situation for me. I ain't got to do nothing but step back, do nothing, and let the illusion play with your mind. See, let the illusion go back and forth with you. Let the illusion argue with you. Because your people are not fighting you, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It's all about what you can't see, bro. And people fight with your energy daily, bro. You ain't even got to be at work for folks to be, damn, man, already thinking about the next day to work with you. You ain't even there. And people already be saying stuff like, yo, damn, tomorrow I work with John. Oh, shit. Man, damn. You know, John ain't even at work. But y'all can feel his energy. He ain't even there. That's why I say people fighting with your energy, you don't have to be present, bro. You don't have to be physically there for people to feel you. And some people just know how you are and they're not ready for it. They have to prepare themselves to deal with your energy. See? Because some people either what? They're going to accept it or they're not. And let me see. You definitely said, okay, so, okay, let me see. I read that. Let me check. RDX said, what does an astrological sign have to do with a person's character? I mean, it has a lot to do with a person's character, man. It's like your identity, bro. That's like saying that's like that. Your type of question is just like someone asking, what does a ID or driver license have to do with the person? What does that driver license have to do with the person? It's like, bro, everybody has to have it. You can't listen. You're never going to be able to fully understand why of everything, bro. It's just how it is. We are born into this world in a time sequence like numerology in such a way where everything's all about numbers. See, roll call. So your license that determines who you are in this in this world, what state you're from, and it's like that information. You don't put it up to you. You're not gonna understand it. See, but you still have to abide by the laws. So you have to show ID. But to this day, when nobody's going to be able to explain why you need an ID, where did this come from? See? And think about how the world would be without IDs, bro. You would just be able to walk into a place, nobody knows you. You could be from way out somewhere and be up here just doing all kind of legal shit and getting into stuff, getting jobs that you're not supposed to have, doing too much. So that's how they keep track of everybody. And that's how the astrological sign has to do with the person's character, is to keep track, see, of that person's personality. Because, yeah, you and I, we're not going to fully understand people as we get to know people. But if we get a sign, it's like, oh, you're a Scorpio, you're a Cancer. Okay, now I got something to work with. Because let you tell it, you just going to lie to me. If I say, yo, what are you into? You just going to lie. See? So if you going to lie, you going to what? Put on a facade that, oh, I'm this good person, and I got this good job and I'm making all this money and whoop-de-woo. Lies, right? So I have to draw the illusion. The illusion is I have to make it seem like you're right. Oh, you're right, man. You're right. Yeah, you're right. I told you I had a wife. Yeah, I just didn't have a chance to change the name. Hey, man, whatever it is, whatever the little story was, right? You must always when people accuse, do not fight back, bro. Don't argue. Don't do any of that. They want you to do that. See? They just want to start some shit. What you do is say, okay, you right. Well, yeah, you right. I probably should have told you, but I didn't. Hey, man, it is what it is. Fall back, right? Because I'm going to tell you something. The power in being nonchalant, bro. The power in being aloof. The power in not trying to prove something, but to draw the illusion as if the other person is right. See? Why would you do that? I'm going to tell you why. Okay. The reason you would agree with the person and say, right, you're right, shows I'm not arguing with you. You're right. So you basically will say, oh, okay, well, hey, I can relax, because that was your ego. Your ego wants to be right. So if I agree with your ego and say, oh, yeah, right, I could have done better, and yeah, I could have done this, your ego will show. I get to see where your ego is. I get to see where your ego is. So now I know how to destroy you and dismantle you, because you showed me where your ego is. And see, by me sitting there agreeing with you, now you're like, oh, you feel like, oh, I ain't got to really go argue with you. So now it's like, oh, now you all relaxed because I fed your ego. It's cold-blooded. People don't understand, bro. You cannot play with folks that operate on this higher frequency, bro, because, bro, they will tear your ass up, bro, like a junkyard dog. You don't really know that they're that powerful and up in frequency, bro, that when you come across somebody that's literally like an illusionist to the point where they draw illusions like daily, bro, you're cooked every angle, and anywhere you try to sidestep, you're cooked, bro. Because I can literally draw I've been drawing illusions for years, bro. And people are still cooked. People are still in those damn illusions. They ain't never got out of that shit, bro. They ain't never got themselves figured it out. They never found their way back to where they started, bro. Nope. With that mindset. See? I'm going to tell you why. The illusion of anything that you follow changes Your perception of the truth is cold-blooded. See, that's why I tell people, life is an illusion because the truth can always change, bro. And then manipulation bends reality, bro, to where even the things that you think are real might not even be real. Because you got to understand that everything that we see on earth, somebody built it. But wait a minute. If somebody built it, who did it? Who built it? We don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything could be questioned. That's why you got to draw the illusion. Because listen, when you draw the illusion, you find out the damn truth. You get to the point. You get to the point. The truth, it comes straight at you, bro. Because you held back. You pulled back. And when you pulled back, so did what? When you pull back, you pulled the truth right out of them without even lifting a finger. That's why I said silence, bro. Silence is where it's at, bro. Silence, bro. Do nothing. Don't even argue. Don't explain. Don't say nothing. Somebody come to you with some shit, don't say nothing, bro. Just stay quiet. Somebody cussing you out, don't say nothing. Let them cuss themselves. Let them tire themselves out. Let them say all the little cuss words and F you. Because remember, hurt people. You don't know if that person had gotten to it with their relatives and then came to you with that same energy. See? Because people would do that. People would have a bad day at work and then cuss you out. Yep. Project onto you because they're hurt. And especially when you know you haven't done anything and they're pissed, bro, that's because they're hurt, bro. If somebody punches you in the face, it's gonna hurt, bro. It don't matter if you're a boxer. It don't matter if you're tough or rough, whatever. Somebody punch you in your face, you're gonna feel it. Now here's the thing. You could do two different things with that pain. See, you could react, or you could say, you know what? You just take the ass whipping, you take the loss for what it is. Okay, well, I got hit in the face. All right. You meaning, now what I'm saying is they punch you, it's better for you to turn the other cheek. It's better for you to just say, you know what, I'm gonna walk away. Now, if they keep on trying to hit you, of course, defend yourself. But what I'm saying is you don't want to react in such a way where you say, ouch, until you start saying, what did you do that for? Doing that type of stuff. When you start doing that, it shows that you're letting the other person disturb your peace, bro. It's cold-blooded. You don't let people disturb your peace, bro. If you know, I'm having a good day and somebody come to you with some bull trying to accuse you of something, bro, I ain't letting that shit get to me, bro. If you really feel like that, move around there. It is what it is. And that's the attitude you gotta have. Let me see. Scared of the werewolf said, can you pray for me in order for the Lord to give me the strength and wisdom to take over the world? You probably want to say, you sound like you trolling, man. That's, like I say, you can't be trolling when you sounded like you was really, you know what I'm saying, needed some help or something. Okay, RDX said, you said absolutely about the real character of a man. So you're setting at the right hand of God that you know the innermost thoughts of people. I mean, the thing about it is this. Yes, because people, you can't read people's minds, okay? But you could get a close grip on it because, listen, if somebody, put it like this. If somebody comes to your house and they're trying to burglarize your house, God forbid, you could almost, if they're at your front door, you could, if you see them, you could actually get a feel of what they're thinking, what they're trying to do, based on the behavior at the door. Now, this would require a higher, awareness, of course, but still, if you don't know what they're doing, then you need to be hip to it, because, and I'm gonna tell you another thing about Gemini is that Gemini is more prone to street smarts, okay? And a lot of times they learn how to maneuver, within the streets, and within that type of setting really well. See, now, and why I say this, because a lot of times you got to talk your way through things when it comes to street smarts. You know how to when to hold them, when to fold them, not to when to not get into a situation that or anything, or just the whole mere fact of being out there. If you're the one that's being the perpetrator, the one that's taking advantage of people and whatnot. Now, let me see. Golden Diego said, real. Speaking of Gemini, the Libra female, Gemini male I told you about, he was begging to be with that Libra just to break up with her 4 times. They was dating 3 to 4 months. Now she done for real. That's crazy. Damn. So you said yeah, breaking up with her like that's definitely crazy though. But you said asking for me asking me for advice, putting me in the middle. I'm like, nah. And wait, who was that? Was the Gemini? Say Nicole said Pisces men do have multiples. Females do too. I'm single and got male friends of all signs. Never put your eggs in one basket. Facts. Said her ex best friend, male best friend, birthday is March 4th. Shout out to you and your friend as well. T said it's okay to put all your eggs in one basket, especially if you don't need eggs. And God. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's to each his own. I mean, what I'm saying is, people don't understand that life is short. Tomorrow's not promised. And I feel like you're okay, put it like this. You're born into this world alone. And yeah, at times you should, know how to cope and be alone sometimes, but like there's nothing wrong with having friends and talking to people and just having fun. You only live one life, bro. You can't go back and do it again. You can't go back and relive your younger years. You can't go back and relive any year. With that being said, it's like, well, what would you do? How would you live your life? Because at the end of the day, it's like, well, you only can do what you can control. See? What you can maintain. Now let me see. Go Diego Go said, yeah, the Gemini. I'm like, bro, you messed up. She's done, bro. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I feel like, when people do that to you and they say they done, just let them be done, bro. Just let them be done, because they will come back, bro. They will come back, and even if they don't come back, they will want to. The problem is people will test your strength. See, it's almost like they know something about you is different, and then a person will challenge you before they actually respect you for it. See, not everybody is going to respect you just because your quiet demeanor and the way you handle and carry yourself. No, it's much more than that. Sometimes people will simply challenge you. See, because they may envy the whole fact of the matter that you're built like that. They probably wish they were that quiet, that they were that they probably wish that they had the self-control that you had. They probably wish they had the mind that you have, or just you being maybe the type of person to give, to share, and not be selfish. People will secretly challenge you to see what that what you're made of, to really see if you're really like that. Some people think, oh, until I apply pressure, maybe this person will switch up or change their behavior. People will literally think to themselves, oh, if I throw a rock and hide my hands, if I push you or, challenge you, get in your face, I want to see what you're made of. And in those moments, that's why I said you just simply fall back. See? Because the fight is not yours to win. It's not even your fight. You didn't initiate the fight. They did. So what you do is you let them think they're fighting with you, only to find out that they're fighting against themselves. Because the illusion shows you who you are. The illusion shows you that you're fighting yourself. You're fighting your own demons. You're fighting your own reflection. See? Because you don't love yourself. You don't like yourself. You hate yourself, and you're comparing yourself to me. So everything with Pisces, you guys, of what we and how we trigger people, is that everything you don't like about yourself, when you're around a Pisces, they are going to be that, fam. Everything you hate about yourself, bro, you're going to see it in that Pisces, bro. See? And then you're going to have this feeling inside of your mind that I want to heal myself, but there's some people that are going to have pride, and they're going to say, you know what, F that, I don't like this person. See? So they are either going to react or get the help. But here's the thing. Pisces doesn't get to pick the people that have to have their cycle ended. See? Because remember I said this, anytime you realize that you have crossed a Pisces, oh, that means that, it's time for an ending. Either you gonna be renewed with a new mindset, heal from your past, or you finna get a life lesson taught to you through that Pisces. See, your ego dies once you meet a Pisces. Simply. Because the boundary that holds you up as a person, everything you stand on, even when you don't like yourself, it gets dissolved, bro. It gets dissolved to the point where you can't hide behind pillars, bro. You cannot hide from Pisces, bro. You can't hide from an ending of your cycle. You can't hide from needing healing. See, you can't hide, bro. And people really wish they could, but they know they are seen, bro, with Pisces, bro, for who they truly are, bro. And they don't like it, bro. That's why the Gemini pulled that crap. She didn't like it. She felt seen just hanging with me because she knew the way. See, I'm going to tell you why this is. The Pisces moves like a fish, bro. See? And if a Pisces hanging with you, they know how to hit you with questions and get to get the right answers. It's like a Pisces knows how to catch you off guard with a question, and you don't even realize you're telling on yourself until you realize that later, now I see why he asked me that. But remember I said, when you fall for the illusion, you're cooked. You're cooked. The Pisces already got the information already. So later on, when you wake up and you realize, why did that Pisces ask me that question in such a way? Oh, now I get it. Damn, I told on myself. Oh man, I sit up there and told him that. Woo. Why I tell him that? Why I tell him about my ex? Why? The Gemini told me she cheated on her husband, bro. And she said her husband was rich. Why did she tell me that? I didn't ask her. I didn't ask her about this dude. Nope. She did. She brought it up. She mentioned it. But you cheated on, and you know why she said, the Gemini woman said she cheated? The same one. She said she cheated on her husband. His name is Q. She said she cheated on him because she was bored. I almost fell out on the floor laughing because I was like, yo, I just did a video. I just did a live video and said the same shit. I said, bro, a Gemini would cheat on somebody just because they're bored. This girl said the same shit. She said, oh, he always leaving me at the house alone, and I got tired of it, and I went out there and F somebody else. Just because, oh, for once I felt like I have had some fun. I said, whoa. And you sitting there taking this money, this man taking care of you, and that ain't even good enough. So you would literally F up a situation where you got it made just because you're bored. That's crazy work, bro. To where I said, oh no. But here's the problem. Would you want to be a Gemini's friend after knowing how they just recently handled a situation, see, of betrayal? No, right? But I said, I want to be with you. Let's lock in. She asked me what my sign was. I said, I'm a Gemini. See? I ain't no damn Gemini. I only said that because I knew it was something she wanted to hear. As soon as I said I was a Gemini, she said, oh, why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't you tell me that sooner? You should have been told me you was a Gemini. Her whole vibe, her whole energy changed. And I'm going to tell you the very thing she fell for. The illusion. The illusion outweighs a facade. So, if I said that to you and you didn't know, you didn't question it. I just told you I'm a Gemini. You didn't say, let me see proof. You just believed what I said, right? Now, let me tell you something. Why do y'all think I drew the illusion? Because I already know Pisces and Geminis is not a match, bro. See? And see, let me tell y'all a secret. You want to know something funny? She probably knows I'm not a Gemini. She probably knows I'm not a Gemini now. That she feels stupid for going along with believing me or whatever it was. But I guarantee you she doesn't know my sign. But I'm going to tell you one thing about with Geminis. She probably knows the behavior is not the same to where, wait a minute, he can't be no Gemini. See? Because I can, listen, I'm going to tell you why. You could, listen. The reason why I told her I was a Gemini because I knew she was trying to figure me out. See? So I said I'm a Gemini, so that way she can stop trying to figure me out, because then she knows herself more than what? She knows her own sign. She knows her own sign, so she's going to put me up on her own sign. See? Because now I got her comfortable, relaxed, for her to feel safe. See? With her personality. But the thing about it is, the thing you see is what you can't see. She don't know that I have a huge illusion right in her face. See? You walking around with this Pisces, and you know this Pisces is sitting up here swimming underwater, and you think he's walking around with you on mere ground? No. See? Remember I said you could go in a situation having one agenda and realize that, wait a minute, I'm going to play this game until it, hey, can't play it no more. Or I could play this game to where it has no winner. See, how long can I play with your mind? How long can I play with you? Because I know you're a Gemini. I can't take you serious. Because when you get bored, you're gonna leave me alone, leave me in the dust. Let me tell y'all how this shit even started. She asked me to hang out, bro. Today, I was at work. As soon as I told her I can't do it today, I can't hang out today, I gotta, I'm at work. This is when she pulled the whole, I saw the girl situation. And I'm like, oh, that's how you handle rejection? Oh, you couldn't just see, that's the problem. I'm gonna tell you guys. That's the problem when you date somebody that is nice, good looking, is that they have egos, bro. And it's like a woman that of that caliber with those looks, bro, she doesn't have to listen. She seldomly is told no. Oh, let's do it a different day. She's not used to somebody saying, hey, I'm at work. No, I can't do it today. Because she looks at herself, her ego, her looks. She knows a whole lot of guys will want to hurry up like a puppy dog and just go, flock to her whenever she wants to hang out, right? But me, I told her I'm at work. I can't hang out today. Boom. Then 20 minutes later, she comes with this whole, oh, your girl, I seen your girl get in the house and whoop-de-woo, you liar, you hoe, this and that. And I'm like, damn, that was the response that you had when I rejected the offer. So you wanted to mismatch the whole of what you said and cuss me out because that was the answer for me rejecting you, from hanging out for the night. See? Because you felt insecure. You felt, oh, how dare you reject me, and oh, like as if you were doing me a favor to even be talking to me. And I'm like, hey, I'm not finna break my neck to do anything. And it's like you ain't even gave me no ass for me to be chasing it like that. Damn, you acting like you done gave me something for me to be feeling like I need to be around you ASAP. And now as I'm telling you guys this, it's very confusing. Yes, because you're dealing with an air sign, bro. And it's like you're not going to be able to figure them out like you think you could, because it's a whole lot of complexities, thoughts. And, it's like you just got to look at it in the sense that, hey, boom. But now the problem here is moving forward from this. What do y'all think I should do? Now, I did ask you the question, are we still locked in? Obviously, no response, right? But I know that a game is being played. She wants me to sweat her, and I'm not doing it. Let me see here. Okay, Go Diego said, but real, how come a Gemini will apply pressure in the beginning, but then when she done, he was looking sick of as F because she already on to the next. Control. It's control, bro. Control. See, Gemini likes to go back and forth. See, they like to play makeup, breakup, makeup, breakup, makeup, breakup, makeup, breakup. They have to have this drama, this feud of back and forthness, because the Gemini cannot survive without conflict. They cannot survive without constant mental stimulation, that in the chaos that they've started, the chaos that they bring to a situation. They have to have that. So you could think that, we just gonna be quiet and peaceful. No, she's not gonna be that. She's gonna try to set you off, because that she's gonna look at as being, she's gonna think you being sneaky because you're not talking. See, Gemini is the type of person that needs you to talk. Even if you are absolutely talking about BS, nothing that's interesting, you gotta make noise. See, and the minute you try to take a break and you become overwhelmed, such as being a Pisces, because a Pisces can't, it's not that a Pisces can't take it. A Pisces just doesn't want to be around that type of energy, for very long. So a Pisces could get burnt out with a Gemini just because of the whole, too much going on Where a Pisces be like, hold on now. I don't, hey, I'm burnt out, man. Drop me off at the crib. Gemini is restless. See, Gemini has a restless energy to where they always got to get into some shit. Where Pisces hanging with a Gemini, Pisces might go to the club, but then after the club, the Pisces like, you know what? I'm tired. Shit, drop me off at the house. And then Gemini is like, yo, it's another party going on 4th Street. Then next you know, Gemini go to that party. Then, it's another little party going on at this bar. Let's go over there. And then the Gemini go over there. Then a Gemini will go to another party and then get into a fight with somebody and then be laughing, hee hee ha ha, talking about how they smashed somebody over the head with a beer bottle. All this drama, all this shit. There we got the shooting and whoop-de-woo driving and coming back and forth. And then he said something. Then the baby mama came out. I said, you know what, B? Whoop-de-woo-de-woo. And then they be like, yo, then we went over Suzanne's house because, her man, whatever, left her at home. A bunch of drama, bro. A bunch of drama. And this is non-stop action with Gemini. See? To where you hanging with them, you experience whiplash. You might as well have you'll feel like you done broke your neck from the whiplash. You'll have one of them little neck braces running around with a damn Gemini because they'll have you listen, a Gemini will open you up. See, they would definitely crack your shell and have you go out there and experience the world. And you will experience very quickly, and like I say, whether it's conflict, chaos, all this type of stuff, you will not be able to be quiet like that, bro. So that's what it is with me, is that I'm very, very quiet. See? On purpose. And I know the Gemini can't stand that shit. They can't stand that quiet ride, that quiet, peaceful, you ain't really saying nothing. They want to know. See, I'm going to tell you the problem here. Gemini wants to know everything you're thinking about. They want, it's almost like they want to pick your brain for every piece of information that goes in and out your thoughts. See? Could you imagine a person taking apart your brain and trying to extract all your thoughts and everything you got going on inside of your head to bring it out? See? And that's the thing. When a Gemini feel like you hiding something, they will start shit. They'll gaslight. They'll try to apply pressure to push it out. See? Because, they know that they know you're loaded with information. See? And they're basically starving for it. So that's why I tell people, like, bro, sometimes Gemini would do something like just bizarre to get a rise out of you just because they hate for things to just be quiet and silent all of the time with you. Let me see. Now, let me see. Go Diego said you could tell she was mentally checked out a long time ago. You could tell she ain't playing this time, and he seemed more hurt than her. I'm like, bruh, you broke up with her. I don't know what to tell you. You did it. Yeah, facts. That's the thing. Like, it's to the point where with Gemini, they do things quickly. Okay. Like, she basically told me, go be with her. Go be with her. And I'm telling her, like, yo, like, this makes me think that there's something that was said or something that was, I feel like this type of energy wasn't even her own. I feel like somebody didn't want her talking to me. Somebody probably mentioned something and said, you know what, you need to watch him, because a lot of times that's what tends to happen the most, where people spread rumors and all kind of things like that. Anyway, now, let me see. Nikki said a Gemini played me, but we are friends. He is sick, and regardless, I can see him. She said, I can't see him go from strong, lifting tires to barely able to walk. So there for him as a friend, especially with his mom died. Damn, that's crazy. Said and one Gemini is still stalkers, so Geminis have different personalities, especially with the natal birth charts. Yeah, the problem is the problem is that, I refuse to let anybody break me to the point where even if I'm frustrated, or I've learned to master my emotions to the point where I won't let somebody get me upset or get me into a state of mind where I feel like worthless or feel like, but I feel like sometimes you got to know how to not let things affect you in such a way. And I ain't gonna lie, it's that, the villain, the archetype, like I say, the archetype of Gemini is Relly said with the whole Mr. Hyde, is that you don't you have a whole nother mind. It's a whole nother mindset there present. We think it's the person, but it's just one person that has two different thought patterns going on. So like I say, they can like you, but then they can hate you at the same time. See? And it's like, well, you can't look at it as being two. It's like I say, you dealing with one person with just two channels, duality, to where it's like, whoa, I ain't know a person would really be somebody that could not like me and then like me at the same time. And then it's like, sometimes that's what makes a Pisces not even want to, talk to a Gemini, because even with the whole, sex life with a Gemini could be off-putting, because, she's not the type of woman that you could like just get all, lovey-dovey with in the way that you're used to expressing it. Like, according to your love language, the way that you would lay down with any other woman, a Gemini don't want that emotional, romantic type of vibe in the bedroom. See, Geminis oftentimes, they like to keep things lighthearted, fun, to where they don't want you to, sex them up in an emotional way, to where you kissing them softly and, kissing down their body, and, you taking your time, not rushing into it. They ain't gonna like that shit. They will actually get upset about that. Geminis be wanting you to pull their hair. They be wanting you to do something quick. And it's like, that ain't even realistic. That ain't even something you could even like. I wouldn't even want to be just doing that with no Gemini, knowing that they just want to do some quick bam, thank you, ma'am type of sex. That it's like, it don't even feel like we ain't even really having sex. Feel like, damn, like it just feels fake. Like we ain't even really know each other. You ain't really know nothing about me, not even my favorite color. And then a Gemini woman could just be like, they could treat having sex with somebody just the same as going in the cabinet and making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And literally, if you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you ain't thinking about shit. You ain't thinking about nothing. You just grabbing bread, putting two pieces of bread slices on the damn plate, and grabbing the peanut butter and putting it on the damn bread, and then grabbing some jelly and putting it on the bread and put it together and eat it. And then it's over with. That's how Geminis are. They don't like nothing to be planned. They don't like no emotion involved in what you do with them, to the point where they just want to make a damn peanut butter and jelly. They want to just, if they going to have sex with you, they going to just do that. No thoughts, it's no preparation, no type of, we going to go sit in a hot tub and do something romantic. We going to go to the Sybaris. We going to, you know what I'm saying, take our time, get in a hot tub, get a massage. The way a Pisces would literally handle it, a Gemini ain't even there yet, bro. Just keeping it a buck. They ain't even there yet with the rose petals to the bathroom, the candles, lit to make you feel that whole gentleness, the whole vibe. Nah, they don't appreciate none of that. A Gemini would literally laugh at a Pisces for doing that. Like if you lined up the candles and whoop-de-woo, what would look like something romantic just for them to hide their emotions, guess what they would say? Woo, what you in here doing, witchcraft? Oh, you in here, you got all these candles. What you finna do to me? You finna put a spell on me or something? Like, bro, come on, bro. Why you got to always put down something just because you're afraid of your emotions? You're afraid of being vulnerable. See, I'm gonna tell you a true story. A Gemini, I'm gonna tell you why Geminis don't like to express their emotions. See, because this is the thing. It's curiosity, bro. Their curiosity gets in the way. The problem here is that they don't want to be accountable to anything that they do, even if it's wrong. So if they want to go out there and have 5 threesomes in one day, they don't want accountability for that. So it's better for them to go into it in a superficial way for them not to feel accountable to that fun that they had. They're going to try to write it off just like a person writing off a check and then putting what it's for. Oh, we was just having fun. But oh, you was in there having all kind of fun. You sitting up there having threesomes and fivesomes, and then all of a sudden you trying to keep it, you just want to put it under the rug. Like, oh, we just had fun. That ain't no goddamn fun. That's some nasty shit. But that's the way you let them tell it. They're gonna say, oh, we had fun. We were out, you know, what they say, we was out there on the damn boat, skinny dipping and whatnot, and then one thing led to another, and we out there screwing, but they gonna say, oh, we just had some fun together. And it's like, bro, that's not how it went down. Don't say that in such a way, making it seem like you leaving the emotion out of what you did just because you don't want to feel bad for what you did because you knew it was nasty. And they could think that's sick. They could really think that shit funny, fam, to where it's like, bro, it's nasty. You just, they get away with it because people think that, oh, like, oh, you were just having mere fun. They don't question it, see? And they don't like questions. They don't like people to be like trying to figure them out and that and the such. See? Appreciate the gifts, y'all. Appreciate those. And another thing is this. Okay, so another thing is with Gemini is this, okay? For a sign that collects information and also can turn on you see, a Gemini, a person that doesn't want accountability has a tendency to turn on people a lot more often than one would believe, okay? Because if a person don't want no accountability, that means that they're susceptible to hurting other people, doing them in, biting their tail. You see, the people that put them on, turning their back on them. Why? Because they're too friendly, bro. Geminis are always the ones you gotta watch because they come off too friendly. That's how they sneak up into your friend circles. That's how they get close up on you. And then you gotta watch the people that are always in the mix. All the people that's all, friendly. They are bound. It's just only a matter of time for them to do some fuck shit. That's why I say when you dealing with folks, because real people, like a real true solid brother or sister, bro, they don't even want to hang around people. They not friendly, bro. They don't even want to be around people, bro. So Gemini, when they all hee ha ha laughing and playing and shit, and you just met them, don't trust that shit, bro, because they are the type of person. They're just going to try to be in the mix and they going to do something. It's just a matter of time when they going to do some foul shit, bro, to you. See? They going to do something and to show you that, bro, all that laughing and playing and stuff, bro, it's not realistic and it's not rational. See? A person just do that to hide the mere fact of the BS that they're about to bring into your life or any type of drama that they bring into situations. See, but it's not for us to hate Gemini. It's not why I'm doing this live. This is basically a video about awareness, man, because I feel like this. If you get with a Gemini, bro, you just have fun for the day, because tomorrow there might be something else, bro. They might not even be the same person. They may not have meant what they said yesterday, because this type of zodiac sign, they can change their mind overnight, bro. They could agree to hanging out with you, being, hey, saying they really like you, saying how they really F with you, your fit, your outfit, your family, whatever, right? Only till tomorrow, it's almost like all that shit they said yesterday they don't even feel the same. See, they don't even think the same. I'm going to tell you why, because even when you when people say that Gemini give off the fake energy, the two-faced energy, okay? That's what I'm talking about, the hot and cold. One minute, Monday you really acting like you with me, then Tuesday you act like you against me. See? So that's why I say they're susceptible to betrayals, because a person that doesn't want to doesn't want to be accountable for anything has a tendency to what? Betray others easily. The more you do and don't get held, the more you do and there's no type of accountability, you just gonna keep doing it. So that's why I say, like, for a Pisces, I was just like, damn, I felt the knives. I felt the knives being like, uh, you know, dug inside of me, but I was like, yo, I feel like, damn, it's still a relief at the same time that a person will literally show their hand. You see what I'm saying? And you got to look at it in that perspective, in that light, and know, like, okay, well, I'm glad that this person's, showed me this side of them early. But then you got to know one thing. See, one thing that you got to do is you have to be the same way, bro. Reflect. See, if somebody project onto you, you just, you reflect it back. See, you don't want to be in a situation where you don't want to be in a situation where that person is, like I say, has gotten to you in such a way. Because I ain't gonna lie, even though I really wanted to talk with her or whatnot, but it's like I felt like, how can I say this? I really got thrown for a loop, you guys, because I feel like, damn, I was really trying to talk to her, but then I realized, like, then she came with this shit, and now it's like, it have you feeling like, damn, that's why that type of behavior is too freaking unpredictable for me. It's too fast. It's too sudden for me to ever trust that type of behavior again, bro. So it's like, I'm not gonna be butthurt. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I ain't talking to Geminis no more. I'm not gonna say that. But it's like, it's my fault for even moving fast, even though I've been talking to her for quite, for some weeks on end, been like at least 3 weeks. But it's like, I feel like I do not believe this is something that I just want to share with you guys, because we live in a world full of illusions, all right? Now just bear with me, hang with me. People say a lot of shit, right? People say a lot of stuff. But did you know that you can't believe everything you can't believe everything that you hear people say, bro? And you let that sink in. Is that everything that people say, they don't always mean it, bro. They say it because that could be fear, that could be something to basically get you to hold back because you're taking up too much space with your energy. And this is why I say that you can't believe everything that you see people saying. Actions, you guys, actions. Focus on what a person does, bro. Their behavior. See, with Gemini, like I say, it's more like inside out, because with them, you can't get any proof just by looking at, things on a different level. So that's why I say, like, you just gotta follow the patterns. Gemini operates in patterns, okay? It's almost like when they're bored, they're always gonna start shit. And then you have to look for the pattern. The pattern is their illusion. See, it shows you where to dissolve. You would dissolve it because this. I'm gonna tell you. Let me break this down. I got my notes. Let me break this down. Just so, because I feel like this. Like, the illusions are. Let's see something. What the hell? The illusions are this, okay? Damn, what is... Give me 1 second, y'all. Damn, what's this? Oh my... All right, I got it. Okay, so the... When you see the patterns, okay, let me bring this up real quick. All right, so I'm just wanted to prove my theory on this real quick. Okay, so all right. So what I was saying is that okay. Now remember I said with Gemini it's more like this. There's an emotional pattern recognition that you could go by. Just like if a person was to walk inside of a casino, there's almost like a face recognition that happens. So that pattern of you entering into that facility almost keeps track of your attendance. Like, oh, like he's been here before. We recognize him, right? Now you take that and then you apply the mental narrative of what's being said. Now, the power with Pisces is this. Pisces, you could read somebody's tone, the way that they speak. You know how they mean something when they say it and when they write it. Even if they're writing you text messages, whatever, right? You can see their tone. It's almost like you are able to pull their tone from their words to know whether or not how it was, implied. So when you read a person's tone, here's the difference. Gemini operates and also does this differently, okay? So when Pisces read the tone, Gemini trusts words. Let me give you guys, I'm going to give you guys a bonus sauce, bonus, hey, bet you didn't know this, but did you know that Geminis cheat first with words? It's cold-blooded. See? It's cold-blooded. So a person can say, go be with her because she's going to be with somebody else. A Gemini cheats first with words. Never forget this. Write it down if you have to. They cheat first with their words before they physically do so. Pisces reads the tone first and knows when to end the conversation. A Pisces knows when you're mad. You write something like, yo, next time I see you, or hey man, don't talk to me no more. A Pisces knows when you're mad. A Pisces knows when you're pissed. See? To know whether or not, oh, I'm not going over there. I'm not going to that party with them because dude had an attitude when he was talking to me in the text and I don't trust it. See, it's that power right there. The intuition is accurate and it tells the Pisces whether or not to go, how long to stay, who to go with, those type of things. Now, with that being said, here's the thing. As a Pisces reads the tone of Gemini, and because Gemini trusts the words, see, Gemini trusts words over anything, what does this lead to? But one thing, the tone. See, the tone exposes contradictions, bro. That's why I'm trying to tell you, when a Gemini say something, you can't believe it, bro. That ain't what they say is not the damn truth, bro. They lie. They make shit up. And you got to know this, bro, because listen, imagine a radio station. 181 whatever, right? That's his frequency. Imagine if the radio station, you can never trust nothing that it says, okay? Nothing that the people on the radio station talk about, you can't trust it, right? Say, and what I'm saying is, think of a radio station in such a way that it's like everybody lies. That's it. That's the name of the radio station, right? And everybody knows this, but they still listen to the shit. That's what they do with Gemini. Broken record. See? And I'm going to tell you why. See, you got to know the game that's being played with Gemini. You got to know the lying is strategy for Gemini. Making up stuff. Now, why would a Gemini make up some shit? Right? To see if they could fool you. It's cold-blooded. To see if they could manipulate you with their words. It's cold-blooded. See? Now, Pisces senses discomfort with Gemini. Oh, see, the emotions, man, we tear people asses up with the emotions. We can sense discomfort. So, Gemini likes to joke it off. When they are what? Uncomfortable. See that? So the joke can feel like deflection when Gemini uses it. See that? Now, another thing, Pisces can track emotional consistency, and Gemini knows how to shift the topic. So as soon as Gemini start to feel emotional with Pisces, oh, they know how to what? See, they know how to change the subject. See, whenever a Gemini start feeling vulnerable, weak, or it's not even weakness, but when they feel vulnerable, when they feel like, oh, they're, starting to get that little queasy emotional feeling, they instantly like to shift the topic, even if they lie, make up something and say, oh yeah, you're cheating, you're doing something, F you, you're a hoe, doing all these things just because they're feeling some type of way. See? And they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to feel that way. Now, another thing is this. When a Gemini shifts the topic, when they change the subject on you, bro, that's how you're able to see their inconsistency, man. This is why I'm trying to tell you guys. Geminis are inconsistent, bro, by nature. They are the walking contradictors, the walking contradiction in itself. So, with that being said, Pisces can feel hidden tensions. See? Pisces can feel hidden tension. So, what does Gemini do with it? See, Gemini tries to rationalize it. See? And then that's how the tension ends up leaking anyway. So they can't hold it. They can't stop it from leaking out. Now, another thing with Pisces is that Pisces notices when the energy drops within a person. Oh, you're not as upbeat as you were before. What changed? What happened? Oh, because now your energy dropped. See? That's why Geminis keep talking when they run out of energy. We call this them talking themselves out, right? Now, the whole thing that shows here from this lack of energy is that there's a mismatch. See? Incompatibility here. So it shows that you and this Gemini have what? Nothing in common. But you think that you hear them talking, you thinking that, oh, we got something in common. With the thinking process of getting to know a Gemini, you cannot trust their words. It's cold-blooded. Everything is abstract. See? Everything is about what's not being said. So anytime you're around a Gemini, don't trust their words, bro. See? Because, listen, they want you to trust their words. This is how they fool you. This is how they run circles around you. Now, another thing is this. Pisces read in between the lines. They read between lines. Gemini edits the lines. So they add to the lines. See? And that's a problem. That's how you know that they lie. Because if a Pisces read between the lines of what information is already there, they already know what they're truly dealing with. Now with Gemini likes to edit. See? They like to edit. They like to change the lines. See? So they'll lie to make something sound good. They'll do whatever in order to make you think otherwise, to change your perception. So that's why Geminis always look suspicious. See? Because the one thing about Pisces, they spot avoidance a mile away. And the thing about it, a Gemini will call this moving on. They would think to themselves, oh, I'm moving on from the situation, when they're really avoiding the situation. See? That's another thing. So you got to understand, when Geminis communicate, they communicate in two contradicting ways. See? From themselves. So it's almost like if they say yes, it's almost like they're saying no. If they're saying no, it's like they're more often saying yes. So it's almost like you never get the truth. See? It's always one without the other. It's almost like, oh, when I think you're saying yes, you're saying no. And that can be that can really, really confuse you. And Gemini knows this. And here's another thing. See, whenever a Gemini tries to avoid things, it becomes very, very obvious. Now, Pisces remembers the emotional details of a situation. Gemini forgets it on purpose. See? So a Gemini is not going to be able to tell you what you guys planned or what you guys did a day before. See? But they don't want to remember on purpose. So the whole gaps in itself, which I said, Pisces tends to fill the gaps. With Gemini, the gaps in the situation, their story, what does it show? It raises questions. See that? It raises questions to the point where now people are like, yo, what's going on? What happened to this? What happened to that? And I'm trying to tell you guys, what does it do? It makes people start to talk. See? It forces people to talk. Now, another thing is this. Gemini, put it like this. Pisces also likes to watch for reactions. But here's the thing with Gemini. Gemini needs, with actions, hold on. With actions, Gemini, put it like this. Gemini controls words. See? And then Pisces watches reactions. That's what I was trying to say. So, that's why I said with Gemini, everything they say is to manipulate, bro. Everything a Gemini tries to say, they want to manipulate you. See? And a lot of people don't even know this. They don't even know that's what ultimately what a Gemini wants to do. They want to control you with their words. Now, another thing is the reactions betray intent, okay? So, anytime a Gemini tries to control with words, they are trying to hide their intentions. Now, I'm going to talk about how Pisces can see the hesitation with Gemini. Because Geminis, what would they do? They talk fast, bro. So, whenever you catch a Gemini doing this, it's because they're trying to use the whole speed of talking fast in order to for it to be a cover for them, okay? It's almost like they don't want you to see that, oh, you're on to them, in other words. Now, another thing is a Pisces can feel the truth before hearing it, and Gemini could construct it, but construction feels forced. See? That's the difference. Now, when it comes to the pattern, okay? The pattern, memory versus what? Adaptability. So, one thing about Pisces is Pisces remembers patterns. And then Gemini reinvents themselves, see, to not have the pattern. See? So the whole reinvention doesn't even erase the pattern of what the Pisces remembered, because Pisces pays attention to patterns, bro. See? Patterns turn into illusions, bro. See? Patterns turn into boundaries. Illusions are boundaries, in case you didn't know that. See? So, whenever a Pisces dissolves all boundaries, boundaries are illusions, bro. Because Pisces never, if you ever notice, somebody can tell you there's chilly outside, and guess what? You went outside there, you went outside with a bowl. A Pisces is like, look, I ain't seen enough people with chili to believe that it's free chili outside. See that? Because Pisces questions everything, bro. Ain't no Pisces just went along freely, nilly, we did something on a humbug just because somebody said it was good, bro. I know Pisces literally check everything. They don't just go into situations blindsided. Gemini does. Now, another thing is that Pisces can see cycles, okay? Gemini sees options. So options repeat the same damn cycle. That's why Pisces can instantly know what Gemini is on, bro, when they're doing things. See? Now, a Pisces will notice contradictions over time with Gemini, and Gemini focus on the short term. So a lot of times they're not even trying to stick around on the long term. So that in itself exposes them, see, because of the whole timeline of events. Now, another thing with Pisces is we track behavior. Gemini tracks ideas. So behavior wins over it, okay? Behavior wins over Gemini tracking ideas, okay? Now, another thing is that a Pisces can see emotional habits within Gemini, and Gemini tries to change their whole wording regarding it, okay? And with that being said, another thing is this, is that whenever a Gemini tries to change their wording, then the whole habit in itself stays there as well, okay? So that's why you know if a Gemini has such such behavior in such a way, it's almost like I mean not behavior but like emotional habits in itself, then it's almost like they can try to change things on how they feel about things because the habit, see? They follow their habits. That's why they're always having these cycles. Now, another thing is this. Pisces always connects stories, okay? And Gemini likes to tell new stories. So they don't necessarily like to go back to the old stories, see, that they told. Because what Pisces does by connecting the stories anyway, it's going to reveal old story resurfaces, okay? So all the old shit that Pisces may have, basically been through or heard of with Gemini, it all comes out. See? And another thing is that Pisces sees motives of others, intentions, and Gemini likes to change their explanations on things. So this can amount to what? The whole motive remaining in itself. Okay? And the reason I'm saying this because it's like a lot of times, hold on one second, y'all. My girlfriend, the Leo, just text me. But yeah, anyway. So another thing is that I'm gonna talk about. I'm like try to, skip through because I got a lot of stuff. But yeah, okay, so another thing is this, the intuition versus the whole duality situation. Pisces always tends to trust their gut, okay? Their intuition. Gemini, they trust their mind. That's the difference. Gemini only trusts their mind, how they think. See? And here's the funny part, okay? With all that being said, Pisces intuition, meaning their gut, catches what the mind misses, bro. See? All at every given Sunday, the mind, anything that the anything that the gut miss, like I say, a Pisces trust their gut. Geminis trust their mind. So the gut catches what the mind misses every single time. And see, Pisces, they sense the whole dual motives coming from Gemini, and Gemini tends to present those dual sides, okay? So both sides feel real in itself when this happens. Now, another thing I got is Pisces sees through the facade, okay? The mask. And Gemini wears many masks, okay? So mask switching becomes obvious with Gemini when a Pisces is, dealing with them. Another thing is that, let me see here. Okay, another thing with the illusions. Okay, now when a Pisces dissolves illusions, see, Pisces calls out the vibe. Okay, Pisces calls out the vibe shift, and Gemini denies it every single time, even if the Pisces is right on the money. This is why I said, bro, a Pisces calls out vibes that shift, and Gemini denies it, and then the denial reinforces it every single time. So that's another example of dissolving the illusions. Okay, now Pisces can withdraw to observe things better, but Gemini likes to keep engaging, so that in itself can lead to observation catches regarding the patterns. Now, another thing is that Pisces likes to let the whole silence expose the truth in itself, as I mentioned, by me simply pulling back. And Gemini likes to feel silence. They hate silence, if anything. And another thing is that as a Gemini tries to fill the silence by talking more, even if it's meaningless, it tends to over-explain and reveal even more things that are going on. See, so that's why Pisces can, trust their feeling over explaining things. And Gemini, like I say, they just explain more and more and more. And that whole explanation, as I mentioned, it's not even worth it. It shows weakness in itself. Now, another thing that I was gonna say, because I believe that I said that twice, my fault, you guys. It's according to my notes, and I wasn't really intending to do the dissolving topic, but it's basically, I was like, you know what, I'll just expound on it because I'm already, talking about it. But another thing is this, okay, a Pisces can also sense when something is too smooth. See, because one thing about Gemini is like, they like to polish, if that makes sense. So imagine when for instance, a Pisces can see through flattery or charm, because the one thing about Gemini that a lot of people don't know is they use charm, okay? And that's why their charm or how they use it is different from Libra, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because the whole charm that from a Gemini is more strategic, okay? Now, as I mentioned, how Geminis like to polish things. Is almost like the clear coat that goes on a car, okay? Where it makes it shiny, okay? So a lot of times it's because the of the inconsistencies, okay? The Gemini simply doesn't want you to see them. Another thing is the whole polish can feel unnatural when a Gemini does so, okay? When they use it. Now, a Pisces can observe without reacting, and Gemini expects a reaction every single time. See? And what tends to happen is this is a situation that can basically consist of a lack of reaction, okay? Of a reaction. Now, another thing I got is see, a Pisces can feel when the whole truth is avoided. So one thing about Gemini is that they like to pivot, okay? So that pivoting, that ends up showing the very thing that Pisces felt all along. Now, Pisces can, sense hidden emotions. Gemini intellectualizes their emotions. So this makes the Gemini emotions, far as leak anyway from the situation, okay? Now, Another thing I was going to talk about is let me see. As I mentioned, the depictions. Okay, so like as I mentioned, um, let me put this up so I can show you guys. Let me see. How y'all doing thus far? Now, one thing is this, okay? So when we look at the pattern, okay, as a Piscean, when we look at the pattern is something that repeats itself, okay? And we consider this to be repeated observation. When you're sitting there observing a situation, it's going to take for you to observe, for you to even see a pattern. See, to even see a pattern, you need to do this. Now, an illusion is basically a misinterpretation of what that pattern means in itself. Okay, so this is this is the situation. People don't understand that everything that you experience, it comes in different, different lights, different ways. Um, and here's the problem: sometimes the patterns become illusions. That's what they do. They turn into illusions because whenever you keep doing the same thing, it almost appears to be what? The truth, right? But only when that person projects something incomplete or biased in itself, okay? So sometimes those patterns become illusions. Now, here's the problem. Let's say somebody lies to you 5 different times, okay? What would that be considered? An illusion? No, it'd be considered a pattern, okay? A pattern of dishonesty. Now, if a person avoids accountability consistently, then what is that? See, that's more related to the whole behavioral consistency. Now, that's why I say that you dealing with this particular sign is like you got one thing and then it's almost coming with something else. It's like having two things going on at once. Now, another thing where the whole patterns become illusions is this. Let's say somebody, let's say you assume that somebody did something to you, without without proof, for example, then it's almost like you could be like, oh man, they did that on purpose in such a way. That makes sense. Like, cause that could be the way, like when you start to turn a whole pattern into an illusion. Now, it's all depending on how people interpret it. Okay. Now, let me see what else. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so that's the thing. So let me check and see. So yeah, y'all, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll continue a part 2 to this because it's a long segment. But I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna try to do some reaction videos later on within maybe a 2 hour mark as I'm still at work. But yeah, I will catch y'all on the next one. Let me see something. Let me answer y'all question real quick. And don't forget to follow my Discord. I put the link in the description as well for bonus, more in-depth content. Now let me see. Jay said he dated a Gemini for 2.5 years, and when he broke up with her, she tried to sue me for emotional distress. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, they really are the signs that are known to betray people or do them in a very bad way. Okay, it's like when you look at how Left Eye, when she burned down her husband's house, he was a Pisces, I believe. I believe he was a Pisces, or don't quote me, but I believe he was. The problem was with Left Eye is that I guess the Pisces was like in my situation. He had like multiple women that he was dealing with, and he kept like telling her, excuses when she would inquire, ask about it, like who you're talking to. And I guess she ended up burning his house down, $800,000 house, and it was like, yo, people felt like she went too far, but at the same time, a lot of people got feel like her career boosted off of that. But yeah, definitely. Supreme Love said I'm a Pisces, but I haven't mastered the planet of the Geminis yet. I'm working on it. Oh, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, Gemini is not an easy. I'll tell you what, I'll just do a series on it so that way you guys, I could break down as much as I know about Geminis. I could break it down to it's like, in so many different ways. Because it's more of a, you're not just dealing with one person. Okay, put it like this. You're dealing with one person, but you're not dealing with somebody that has like a one trail type of mindset on things. Everything can change like on a dime, where you could literally be like friends with a Gemini right now and then find out that you guys never were friends. It's like they just pulled a whole, friendly vibe just to open you up, just to get certain information out of you, just because, for the mere fact that they want to make you talk. They just want to make you not quiet like you are. See? So it's like some things you just gotta watch out for. Yeah, definitely. El Jordi, hope I say your name right. Said it's the only sign with two faces, but it's like it's more than that. See, the problem with astrology and astrologers is the fact that when they depict Gemini, they say it like, oh, it's two people, and that confuses people. Or they say like, oh, it's two twins, or it's two things, and they fool themselves. It's like, yo, you gotta, you know, the two faces is really when a person hasn't followed through on what they said they'll do. But sometimes, like I say, it's like, how can I say this? It's yeah, you just gotta be careful with Gemini, bro. It's not even like funny. To me, it's sickening to know that a person could be that damn sick to where they'll do those kind of bogus type of things to people. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, y'all. Let me see. Yeah, definitely. EI definitely for sure. He does have the double hot and cold face, and then like it's in that type of situation. Okay. Um. But yes, I love y'all. Catch y'all. Possibly tonight. Don't forget to check out the Discord. Become a uh, basically follow me on that platform as well. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Catch y'all next one. Thank you everyone for all the gifts, and I'll see y'all later. Okay.